Hello, this is Michael J. King. Today we're going to be laminating a pair of sides for a stick dulcimer. In the original video I show how to do a single layer side bending with hot water. In this example we're going to be using our bending iron and we're going to be doing two layers. So two layers of 1.5mm thick to make a side that's 3mm thick, and with the glue layer it's going to be very stable and a little bit heavier. It's an advantage with stick dulcimer to have a little bit of weight at the low end to help the balance, and also with the stability of the rims it's easier to glue up and assemble. Okay, so we're going to start off. We've already taken our sides. This is the outer side, and we decide that's going to be the left side, that's going to be the right side. Now this is acacia wood, and it's already been thickness to 1.5mm. So we're going to start just by dampening the wood. It's only in this is the curve we're trying to do, so it's only in this lower part that we actually do a big bend, and then we need to do a recurve up here. What I've made use is my violin bending. This is a violin bending strap, and it helps to get the sides. Okay, a little bit more water on that. Takes a little while to get going. Now some woods bend very easily, like maple, oak, ash, walnuts. Other woods like mahogany can be a bit trickier and they tend to split, so you have to take it easy. Some woods you need more water, some woods you need less. Okay, it's important to check as you go the side against the mould that you're using. Just turn this up a tiny bit. Just double check. That's pretty. I'm going to start the recurve. Check that's going. Okay. There. It's actually taking quite longer. Some woods can be trickier than others. Check how it's going. It's slowly getting there. Just gonna... Okay, let's get more of a tight bend here. Let's gradually get in there. As you can see, it's almost there, but I'm going to do a bit more of a curve here. And I need to do more of a curve here. Almost there. Just the final bit to go. Use some string, and we're going to, while this side is cooling down, we're going to attach it to a jig. This is just temporary, just while we bend the other sets. Okay, the next is the inner piece of wood, which is, in this case, is a piece of mahogany. So this is the same thickness, and it will be bent in the same way. Recurve. Okay, this is the recurve. Again, with this method, we don't need to get the exact shape, but the closer we get to the shape, the easier it is to clamp up. So we're going, it's almost there, just a little bit more on this side to be bent. Just double checking that'll fit. Just going to try a little bit more in there. So it's just there, that needs to just checking against the form, wetting when necessary. That's pretty much it, I think, for this one. Okay. With this one, we're just going to put a single clamp on to hold it while we sort out the rest of it. That's all we need to do to hold it for the moment. Again, this one we can put on this jig. Okay, and then we've just got the one more to go. Checking which side needs to be bent. It's the right side. This is the inner line. For some reason, mahogany is always a bit harder to bend than other woods. If it's figured mahogany, you need to use less water. But this one is quite plain. Because I've done this a number of times, I'm quite aware of the shape I'm trying to get, but this is the template for reference that I'm using. And I'm over bending slightly because it will come right in by the time we get to clamp it up. Instead of having a single side like this, just a single side for the side of the instrument, we're going to double up and by laminating. So with a layer of glue in between, so we're going to put type bond glue between these two layers and clamping in a mould. And once it's glued and dried, this is then stable. It's like solid as a rock. It's very dense and it won't move. It doesn't change its shape. So that's good for us when we come to build the instrument. When we attach, this is the neck. When we come to attach the neck to the instrument, we don't have to use a body mould because this part is fixed and rigid by that point. So it makes gluing up a lot easier. And as I say, it also adds weight to the bottom end of the instrument so that the neck isn't top heavy. Okay, so just going to get that one in the correct order. So this is the second one I'll be gluing up, so I'm going to put this to one side now. Okay, for today we're going to glue up this set. So we're using this very flexible piece of plywood, but you can also use a piece of hardboard with some battens on it as well. This also works in exactly the same way. It will bend to the sides, so that when you apply your clamps, it will hold it all in place. The first thing we have to do is take some soap and apply it to the mould. And this stops any glue from sticking. And the good thing is it's all water soluble, so when we need to wash, when we need to wipe the instrument down, we can just use water. Just to the edge as well. Okay, that will cover that. Okay, so we're going to use some very fast acting clamps. Okay. Now these are one of the cheapest clamps you can buy. They're very lightweight, but it's actually perfect for a stick dulcimer because you don't want to apply too much tension. If you're building a guitar or a mandolin, you probably would use the heavy duty ones. We're also going to use some quick clamps to help us glue up quickly. Use about 4 clamps. We need about 10 in total for this operation, usually, sometimes 12 depending on the wood. And the extra one of those. Okay. So this is the left hand one. Okay, check that in. Make sure that's in place. So what we're going to do, we're going to apply some glue to this one. We've got about 10 minutes of work time with this. We just need to make sure the glue is evenly placed over it and that it dries hard so that it doesn't affect the tone. It's been used for instruments for nearly 50 years, I think, and it's well proven. Damn, wasn't supposed to break. I haven't bent this one for a while, actually. First thing we do, we apply a clamp on this end. Make sure I'm actually going to apply a separate clamp on this end here first. Hold it in place for a second. All the layers are close to one edge. Okay, so we're going to apply this clamp here. There's this. Should I use that one? Oop. Okay. Okay, well that's a lot of mess, but it's just another check that it's all seated around the edge. Okay. We'll just leave that now to dry overnight, and then we'll come back to it. Actually, just need to double check send. Okay, Once we've taken the sides out of the mould, we need to flatten them. We can either use a hand plane or we can use on a sanding board. We need to make sure that the side the soundboard on is square to this face. On the jig there's a mark where the sides need to be cut. I've already done this side, and up here we need to do this side. So I'm going to mark on. Now using the base as the datum, using the soundboard side face as the datum. Mark on this with a pencil. I normally go over with a knife as well, so we're going to use that marking knife. So we've just clamped the laminating jig with the wood flush on the bottom on this outer edge. And we can check that we've got it right here with the square. We can check that it's square. We're going to use the finest of saws. This is a model maker's saw that I put in a wooden handle. And we're just going to saw this to length. We're just going to finish the saw cut with a Japanese saw, which is fine. Aiming for a nice neat cut. This joint will be probably covered by a binding end strip, but we want to start with a square strip as possible. Okay. So this end is just sand. Okay. And then we can place this other one back in the same jig with it square to the other face. And we're going to do the same. We're going to cut each end to the model. Okay, that's the starting cut. And then we finish with the Dazuki. So we now have two laminated sides that are ready for the glue up.